So this is the profile sent by the Center of the Priests Focolarinos in Rome, dated August 16, 2021. It goes, Emmanuel Mijares, familiarly called is the figure of the Focolarino priest who fully realized the ideal of unity in his life. He was born on January 1, 1958 in Ibahay in Aklan in the Philippines to a profoundly religious family. He lived his childhood serenely, sharing it with his older sister Rhoda and his brother Diore, the youngest of the brothers. At the age of 12, he entered the Pius X Seminary, where he stood out because he was always kind and joyous. When provoked by any classmate, he would always respond with a disarming smile. He worked hard in his studies and in sports activities, obtaining excellent results in both. When he reached the age of adolescence, he went on to the major seminary for studies in philosophy and in theology, towards which he felt a particular propensity. On April 5, 1982, he was ordained priest in the Diocese of Calibo, Aklan. During his first assignment at the Apostolic Nunciature in Manila, he met a Focolarina who directed him to Tagaytay, where from June 1984 to May 1986, he shared with Father Tony Weber, the life of the school for priests. From there, on January 1, 1985, he wrote a long, moving letter to Chiara Lubick, to whom he narrated his life with its conquests and its sufferings. His brother Diore was assassinated at the age of 21. To be able to continue the itinerary he had started, in that letter, he asked Chiara for a word of life and a new name. Eli Folonari, in behalf of Chiara, answered, Chiara, rejoice with you, for the graces the Lord is giving you in this period, making you recognize His love even in the most painful moments of your past. And she added, because you wish it, Chiara has chosen for you this word of life. When someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other one to him as well. From Matthew 5, verse 39. It is the measure of our forgiveness, continues Eli Folonari. Since your name, Emmanuel, has a very beautiful meaning, God with us, Chiara thought of confirming it for you, Emmanuel. After having lived for 2 years at the priest school of Tagaytay with Father Tony Weber, the bishop appointed him spiritual director of the minor seminary with 79 seminarians. He communicated this to Chiara, affirming that he is taking this assignment only to do the will of God. It was a joy for Chiara, this was the answer, to know of this, your assignment. God has really chosen you to open the heart of many young people to His love, and this above all, by being Word in their midst. In June 1989, he was at the priest school of Lopiano. He wrote to Father Silvano, after about a month here at the priest school, I would like to put what I have in my heart to give thanks to God who gave me the ideal. I feel that here there is a training ground of love where I must lose my old self to have Jesus in our midst. and he narrates how he lived according to the aspects. He then transferred to Rome to the Colegio Filipino for university studies in philosophy. On January 13, 1994, having made the promises, he entered the branch of Focolarini priests and deacons. He wrote to Father Silvano some days later, "I thank you for the possibility that you gave me through the recent promises to express the things that were in my heart. Now it is a question of continuing to navigate in the paradise in the heart of Chiara forever." He went back to the diocese and carried out the task of chancellor and personal secretary of the bishop. He continued living the life in the ideal, and punctually he sent his monthly report to Father Silvano, telling him how he was living according to the aspects. In June 1998, he became director of the preparatory year of St. Joseph Regional Seminary with 34 seminarians from 7 ecclesiastical provinces of the Philippines. He wrote to Chiara, "A month has passed since I arrived at St. Joseph Regional Seminary. It started with the meeting of the superiors with the 7 bishops of the region. This first moment, marked by the grace of God, helped me experience what it means to work in the heart of the diocese. The seminary, for which I feel that our bishops are pouring great attention. Spending those hours with them was like immersing oneself in the church that we love." His activity was intense in those years, wherein in particular his role emerged, that of letting the formators of different seminaries of the Philippines come together in order to propose a common guideline. In 2007, a new assignment as rector of the minor seminary and that of philosophy in Aklan. "You will have the occasion," Rita wrote in the name of Chiara, "to continue forming authentic priests, other Jesuses, and thus cooperate with Mary in her work of beautifying the church." Living in his land of origin, he had the chance to extend also in the territory his witness of ideal life and to lead others to meet the movement. Around him, a lively community was born, which gets involved in concrete works to alleviate the difficulties of the population during natural calamities that hit the Philippines. Indicative of this is the touching witness given by many people during the worldwide link-up of Focolarinos, Focolarinas, and priest Focolarinos last June 19th, when Am was still alive after having undergone the surgical operation. In 2017, they proposed to him to be responsible for the Focolarino priests of the Philippines. With humility and simplicity, he accepted to carry out this service. He was saying, "I feel very free, whatever God may want me to do for the movement." In the numerous correspondence that follows this assignment, one notes a particular attention directed to the new generations. His willingness to serve, even when it requires determined intervention to loosen the knot. His being in perfect harmony with the whole work of Mary, and his great love for the church, which he wants to make ever more beautiful. At the news of his departure on July 19, and this is Father Antonio Basilar speaking, I spontaneously underlined that our dear Am silently entered the heavenly Mariapolis, accompanied by Mary. We remain profoundly touched by the sharing of the community that was born from him and was nourished by him with love and wisdom. From many hearts came words of gratitude for the good they have received that is now transformed into love. This is a clear witness of how, in the life of Father Am, these words were fully realized. Give, and it shall be given unto you. From Father Antonio Bacelar. Now, we will end this tribute to Father Am on his 40th day by playing a song that he is particularly fond of, the song Jesus in Our Midst.
Since the beginning of time, 'cause you are here, Jesus, you are within our midst. You are in our midst to guide our every act. And now, Jesus, you remain forever in our midst. Even if we're far apart, stay with us, O Lord.